Gentlemen, welcome back. We're doing a quick little video today trying to see how this Ballistic Advantage barrel talks with us. I got my matrix load work up here. I'm only showing my notes, not the targets yet, so that way I have your attention. Basically, this is kind of a silly way to test an AR platform, but this is something that bench rest shooters sometimes do because, again, they're ordering barrels in batches of like 5 or more, and they shoot the same components for years on end, and they bring them to competitions, and each time they change a barrel, they have to tweak it a little bit because not every barrel is exactly the same. Doesn't matter if you made it back to back. There's these little differences, and they show up in the powder charge and seating depth. So sometimes you got to play with them a little bit. And that's what this is. It's just working up together both the same seating depth, well, working seating depth and powder charge at the same time. That's what I meant to say. And you can see it's a very narrow range. We're going from 2.240 all the way to 2.250, so only 10 thousandths. Similar with the powder charge, we're going up by 0.2 grains each for a total spread of 4.4 grains, sorry. So that said, let's take a look at our targets. And here's what we ended up with. Now let's talk about the obvious things first. We're going from short to long, small or lightest load to heaviest load. The most obvious things first. The longer that we went out, the more horrendous the group looked. This is definitely the worst. I'll cover that up. 5 shots right there, and that's almost a 3.5-inch group. Similarly, the heavier the charge, the worse things looked. So this is 25.2. Things just got worse. And then again, this is the worst group of the day, 3.5-inch group. Yikes. Now, that does not necessarily mean that the shortest and smallest group did the best, although you can see there's kind of a clover leaf going on there with a couple flyers. This actually ended up being the best group. This 25 grains at 2.240. And that's, I think we can go ahead and call it an inch. I think it's actually a little bit over. I'll have to take a picture with Range Buddy to really know for sure. But yeah, very interesting. I wasn't expecting anything spectacular because this load, this range, is just kind of a general load that's okay. It's nothing fantastic. Truth be told, with Shooter's World, I have yet to find a fantastic load, whether it's with 77 grain, 52 grain bullets. I haven't tried the 69 grain Nosler Custom Competitions yet, but I don't think that's really going to make a difference. I don't know, maybe it was just a lot number I got. Maybe my 3 barrels just don't really care for it. Here's some other interesting little trends I'm seeing. This middle column, this 2.245, it looks like no matter what the powder charge, we seem to have 3 kind of close together with 2 outliers. And then 3 over there, and then 2 over there. Although this is definitely a shift in point of impact. Actually, all of these are pretty big shift of point of impact from one another. So definitely stay away from that overall length. Now, another thing I noticed is that the maximum length, not only is it the worst, but it seems to consistently have some verticality. Or not verticality, like some horizontalness to it. They are consistently a lot more horizontal than all the rest, and it doesn't matter about the powder charge. That's all seating depth there. Now, conversely, the shortest seating depth, I'm not going to say it had more verticality. It does have more verticality, but it's not vertical stringing, because these are not, like, they're all, to some degree or another, about 1 inch wide. Maybe not this one. That's probably why this one's the smallest group. But yeah, so really, if I want to eke more out of Shooter's World match powder, I definitely have to go lighter. But also, maybe play around with that and seating depth a little bit more, probably going a little bit shorter. I'm kind of rambling at this point, and I'm sure if I were to look at it a little bit more, maybe I'd find a better direction to go. But this is just off the cuff, a very quick range trip. So there you have it.